Are you listening? This ain't no quiet thing. We're screaming out our lungs. Hey, are you listening? Hey, are you there? Hey, are you listening? Or do you just not care?
Well, hey, are you listening? This is a podcast exploring the past, present, and future of Christian music. My name's Joel. I'm here with my good friend Brandon, and we connected over a mutual love of some particular artists, but also have pretty different tastes when it comes to things. And so we get to experience new stuff from each other while sometimes inviting some friends along for the ride. And we do have a friend joining us in just a little bit. But for now, Brandon, how's it going?
I'm doing fantastic today.
Oh, what is it that's making your day fantastic?
So a while back, you brought me some sodas back from a trip, and one of them was a banana cream soda, and it was fantastic.
Oh.
I think it's made, is it like New Creation Soda Works?
Yeah. It's like a Christian soda company.
I was really hoping that name was going to be right that way. It wasn't being like, I think it's Barnyard Sodas. But I really liked it. And I don't know if I shared this with you, but like, I don't really like high sugar sodas. Like I've really just like even a regular Coke, I'm like,
Yeah.
all you can taste is the sugar. But what I liked about it, that drink, is that even though you had like cream, like, I feel like you have a sugary and it's cream soda, like it was very like easy to drink. Like I didn't feel like I was just scooping sugar in my mouth.
Yeah.
So
I'm intrigued to know more about that company, actually. So maybe we can get them to sponsor the podcast. And
yeah, send us drinks and we'll talk about them. I was at an event the other day, and these people were like, "Hey, do you want a lemonade?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to pay for that." And they're like, No. Like, you carry it around and show people. And I was like, I've spent my whole life watching NASCAR, and that's like every driver has like their drink where they're like Celsius or
Yeah.
Coca-Cola. And I would mention the company, but they don't have any social media. So it was really weird because afterwards I was like, oh, I'd be happy to give them like a little bump online, but there was no social media. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh, so I guess next time you go to a random event in around Charleston or Moncks Corner and you see someone making some like organic lemonade, just know that's probably someone who's good. I think it was $7 a cup. So if you see lemonade for $7 and the people look nice, trust them. Brandon told you
Okay.
you could trust them.
so very viral marketing, not online.
That's what we do here.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, I'm excited for us to be together. In just a little bit, we've got Brandon, Sean from the band Morellus Forest, who's going to be joining us to talk about all things Morellus Forest. You spend much time listening to Morellus Forest?
I can honestly say this is one of those bands that I've been introduced to through the podcast.
Yeah.
So it was cool. Like this week, I've spent a little bit of time kind of just listening here and there to music. And I've definitely enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to kind of getting to dive in and learn a little bit more about him as well as the band.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They're a band that I got exposed to in my earlier days. And so it's feels kind of like a fun full circle moment to be able to chat with them at this point. So
Do you think he ever has people come up to him, they ask like which one of them is Morellus?
I don't know the answer to that.
Like I had a friend that we took him to Hawk Nelson and he was like, which one's Hawk? So I don't know.
Sounds good. All right. So, well, before we get into that, let's deal with some of our other things. Let's talk about what's in the news.
What's in the news? What's in the news?
All right. Brandon Forrest Frank is making headlines. Do you know why?
Because he released a surfing album.
Is this his new collaboration?
Yes.
Have we talked about this already?
I don't think we have.
Okay. So Forrest Frank is starting a collaboration with Noah Hayden called Party Wave. And so they're going to release an album called Dawn Patrol. as their debut. So yeah, I think this is like a surfing party Christian, I don't know, music. But I'm guessing if it's got Forrest's name on it, it's probably going to do pretty well. Yeah. Have you checked anything out? Is there anything to check out yet?
Yeah, it's released.
Oh, it's already out?
It's out there. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm pretty sure. I think the whole album is released. At least a single's out, but I'm pretty sure. You said it's Party Wave?
Party Wave. I feel like I saw somebody use one of the songs in like a reel. Online.
Well, there was that controversy because they were going to name it Dawn Patrol, but then someone came out and like owned that.
So instead, they named the album Dawn Patrol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole album is available now.
Yeah.
And they are up to, let's see, over 1 million monthly listeners.
Well, there you go. There you go. Is it any good?
I haven't listened to it, but I did hear someone the other day saying they were really loving it. So I feel like it might be one of those things where if you like love Forrest, it's kind of just a little bit different from his stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think it's less of his kind of like the stuff that he's been putting out. So
Maybe less of the like kind of like mumble rap.
yeah, I was trying to think of how to like describe it because I feel like the kids in our like grade school ministry love it, but then I sometimes forget that he's not like he's not like a kid singer. He's like he just puts out music that kids love. He's not like only marketing to children. So
Interestingly enough, at the same time, there's been some news about his old duo that he was a part of called Surfaces. That's really kind of, I think, how he kind of got in the limelight was from a Surfaces song a while back. And Surfaces is releasing a new record, but minus Forrest Frank. So kind of interesting.
who do you think they're gonna are they choosing someone else to
I think
help?
it's just the other guy basically doing Surfaces without Forrest Frank. So yeah, I don't know, but
We'll see.
we'll see which one wins out in the Spotify streams.
Can you imagine if you went to see a concert and they were like, "Hey, we chose another like a veteran to step in and roll," and it was Kevin Max. Just imagine showing up to a like concert and you're expecting Forrest Frank, and then Kevin Max steps onto the stage.
It could be interesting.
or vice versa.
I can maybe see it happen. Who knows? Who knows? All right, Brandon, let's talk about what we've been listening to lately. What's something you've been listening to?
I'm trying to think. I feel like I've had a lot of albums kind of come out at the same time that I was listening to, and I'm kind of just going back and listening to them. We recently took a trip up to North Carolina, and I made a playlist with the goal that I didn't want to hear one song twice. So I just put a ton of music on there. So it's been kind of a lot of just random bands kind of jumping back into their music and kind of like rediscovering different stuff.
Gotcha. I feel like I'm finally at a point in time where there's new stuff coming out, and I'm like, oh, I'm listening to this. Oh,
Yeah.
I like this, which has been kind of fun. So one for me that's been cool is we recently covered an Andrew Peterson album, The Burning Edge of Dawn, on the podcast. And Andrew Peterson has a daughter named Sky Peterson that is also releasing music. And she has a new record coming out, I think in May or June, but has been releasing singles off of it. I kind of went back and listened to some of her older stuff from the last few years, but she actually just released an EP that I'm guessing like maybe one or two of the songs are going to be on the new record and one or two are just other songs, but it's called I Love That Girl. And she's really cool. Like her music's really good. You get a little bit of her dad's like impact musically, but it's almost like taking some of the stuff that her dad does in the folk world
Yeah.
and like dropping it in 2026. stylistically.
Yeah.
Really like modernizing it a lot, but still keeping a lot of the cohesion there. And it reminds me at points in time of like Phoebe Bridgers or something, but really, really good stuff. And so I highly recommend checking her out. Sky Peterson. Yeah, that's what I've been listening to lately.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right, let's check the mail.
Check the mail. Check the mail. Who, what, when, how, why? Check the mail.
All right, today's question comes to us from friend of the show, Andrew. He said, "Hey guys, I enjoyed your episode on the Supertones. Joel mentioned that The Adventures of the OC Supertones is one of the worst produced albums on Tooth and Nail. So that got me wondering, what are the worst produced good albums in Christian music? Another Tooth and Nail example that might give the Supertones a run for their money is Goaty Hook's Banana Man. Great songs, terrible production. I wish they would re-record it. The guitars sound like they are inside a tin box." And then he also said, "Fun fact, Combat Chuck is the Banana Man featured in the album photography of that record." I forgot that, but that's true. And we talked about Combat Chuck in that episode. So dude was cool as the other side of a pillow is what Andrew said. So any other great records that sound terrible? Sincerely, Combat Andrew. Can you think of any?
You know, like honestly, my problem is I really like almost like a garage sound. So I feel like there's things that I listen to that I think aren't like I even if it was bad, I would think, oh, that must be intentional or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is a completely different question, but I know bands that I've seen that like, I think that their stuff is produced to the point to where they can't replicate it live.
Right.
And it ends up being like a terrible show.
Yeah.
And I don't want to throw any band under the bus, but I can think right now that there's at least two bands I remember that I was so excited to see. Then I heard them live and I was like, oh, I don't like this at all. And like, I didn't really listen to the music afterwards because I felt like, I feel like this isn't you. This is just a lot of like making it look better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a fan of like that, like stuff like demos and all. So I feel like I'm not a good person to ask because I feel like I could name albums right now and you would tell me, no, that's poorly produced. And I was like, oh, I just thought that was intentional. And you were like, no, Brandon,
Brandon, you've been kind of a stickler for production on stuff and complained about some production. So that surprises me a little bit.
I feel like I don't know what I'm saying though when it comes to that stuff. So I feel like for you sometimes when you're like, it's just piggybacking off of like, yeah, I didn't like the song either. I guess it was that stuff Joel talked about. I didn't know why I didn't like it, but yeah, Joel got the tubes and the amps.
That's funny. I do feel like a lot of just early Tooth and Nail albums suffered from this for whatever reason. And I think that, yeah, again, I think Andrew's trying to get us to throw artists under the bus on our podcast. He's trying to create some battles inside of the Christian music industry.
I've just decided to stop doing that because like honestly, right after I gave my review for that Dance or Die album, I started realizing that apparently everyone in the world was like, this is revolutionary. This is like amazing. This is 5-star album. And I was like, I thought everyone was on my side of like, okay, like
that is a very produced album.
So
speaking of production.
So I guess I can't use that one because Joel's joined Team Family Force 5.
Yeah, I'll just throw a couple in. I think like the first MXPX record, Pokin' At Ya, the production's pretty bad on. But like honestly, I still love that album, and so I don't know. For me, Adventures of the OC Supertones is like the the one that really stands out as, man, this could have used some significant help, and it would have like had a lot more success. But I think that there are a lot of those early Tooth and Nail records that kind of suffer from that, just because it's like they're starting a record label and it's kind of starting from scratch and saying, we want to release records. I know this guy who can record it for you.
Yeah.
And they eventually got into the space where they're like using a lot of big name producers. And then I think a lot of in-house people just got a lot better at what they were doing too. So
Do you think that kind of adds to the experience though? Like
totally.
Like if I go to a show and I feel like there's people like they're not wearing matching uniforms and there's like duct tape around guitars. I think I see that and I think, oh man, these people are like real musicians, even if it was fake.
Yeah.
Versus if I went to a Taylor Swift concert, I would think, oh, these are all performers, and I have no idea about like their talent levels. But I guess it's just as a fan thinking, oh no, these people, even though it could be they're just faking it, or the person on stage with Taylor Swift, they're like, no, that guitarist actually is super talented, for what he's doing.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. I don't know. I will say that there are instances of where I've seen artists live, kind of the flip of what you said a second ago. I've seen artists live and they're playing songs off of a poorly produced album and it sounds way better live than it did on the record. And you're like, oh, that's the best version of this music. You know what I mean? And I actually like that experience of like the production on the record's not good, but when you see them live, yeah, it all kind of comes together and that's kind of fun. I don't know. It's a good question, Andrew. I think the Goaty Hook example makes a lot of sense too. I always wanted the Supertones to re-record that first album because the songs are great. But yeah, it's doesn't sound good. So.
I'll make a few calls.
Sounds good. Maybe that would get him doing something. So.
Yeah, Brandon's on the line.
All right, Andrew, thanks for the question. Don't forget, you can reach out to us with your own questions for the podcast at heyareyoulistengpod@gmail.com. And we look forward to talking about them and answering them. So let's play a game.
Let's play, it's time to play a game. Let's play, it's time to play a game.
All right, Brandon. I'm going to do something to you today that I didn't want to do before. In fact, we've even had conversations about this. But I'm just deciding that we're going to do it. And so we're going to play a round of CCM 20 questions with you by yourself to see how you can do.
And if it's a John Rubin album, we're really good.
I want to give you some hints, but I think it's best just to get into it. So I think you know the rules.
Oh yeah.
Let's do this.
Okay. Was it a Tooth and Nail release?
Oh, Brandon. The answer is no.
Was it Goatee Records release?
No. I will say I was hoping this was already going to go a different way.
Is it a? Well, this is gonna. If you say yes to this, is it fronted by a female?
Yes.
Okay. Have we seen this band live in person together?
Yes.
I don't know any of the names of the albums. Do you?
You can guess the artist.
Is the artist Sixpence None the Richer?
Yes.
Okay. Was this album released pre-2000?
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness. Was this album, does it feature Brown on the cover?
Yes, but you could probably say that about a couple of their early albums.
Um,
That's 5.
only 15 to go. Um, would you personally, is this an album that you believe is their best work?
I would. I can only give you a yes or no.
Okay, was this one? Was it released while they were part of Squint?
Yes.
Okay. Um, is the album cover black?
No. I also think they only ever released one album on Squint.
Oh. Is it does this album contain the single Kiss Me?
Yes.
Oh, I was hoping it's the other one. Is
Brandon, we've covered this on the podcast.
I want to say the word, but I feel it's gonna be all the chips are gonna be on the table. Oh man, what is that album called? Does the name is there like a color in the title of the name?
No.
Is the title of the album 3 words?
No.
Is the title 4 words?
Yes.
Is the album self-titled?
Yes.
Is the album Sixpence None the Richer?
Yes.
Oh. I was hoping. The only one I can remember was This Beautiful Mess.
Oh yeah, that's the one before it. That one is my favorite.
So I was hoping that was going to be the one because I was
so
like,
sorry. I tried to pick something easy that I felt like, oh, we've already covered this album on the podcast. I thought you were going to get there in like 3 questions because I'm like, Brandon's going to start off with the question of, is this a female fronted band?
I gave up.
Gonna instantly know. All right. Well, you did it. And like probably right around 10 questions. So it's not
I
too
was just
shabby.
keeping the audience on their toes.
There you go. Yeah. They were saying, Brandon, what are you doing? Brandon?
It's third day all over again.
Well, it's fun. All right. Well, we got to dig into that. Hey, let's transition over to our conversation with Sean from Morella's Forest. Well, today is a really fun day for us because we do have a special guest with us today, Brandon. And so you guys may know him as the bass player of the Tooth and Nail band Morella's Forest. But join us today in welcoming Sean McCorkle. Sean, how's it going, man?
Great. I'm thrilled to be here, guys. Yeah, I appreciate you both having me. Thanks, Joel.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Brandon.
This is so fun, man. It's really cool when you get the chance to meet somebody that you've listened to their music for so long. I don't know how old I was. I was probably like really early in high school the first time I ever picked up Morella's Forest and started listening to it. And I'm not even sure how I even got there, but maybe it was probably like a early Tooth and Nail sampler or something that led me to like listen to you guys to begin with. But then I started picking up your records from there. And so it's so cool for me at this point to be able to sit and talk to you, which is really fun. So
do you want to see a Tooth and Nail sampler? A friend of mine just mailed me. It was like one of the early ones.
Yeah.
So just to get a copy, hold tight just a second.
That's awesome. There's so many out there because they did there were the penalty box ones, but then they had lots of other random like samplers from all different kinds of stuff that they would do too. So I'm intrigued to see.
I'm trying to hold it up. It's volume number 3. I don't know if you can see that, but we're the first song on it. Then Clank, Joe Christmas,
Man,
Plank Guy. Man, it's wild to me when I think about all that roster at that time. Stavesacre,
Is that thing still sealed?
Joy Electric. It is, man.
That's so cool. What is that?
I got lucky. A friend of mine, Landon, that I just started talking to recently. I can send you a link for his stuff. He's doing like music distribution.
Yeah.
And he's just a longtime fan of Morellas Forest. Sent it to me.
That's really cool.
Super cool.
What's the name of that sampler?
Tooth and Nail. It's just Tooth and Nail Records Sampler Volume 3.
Man, so that's probably before they were even doing like the songs from the penalty box and all that kind of stuff.
This is 96. I just looked at the date, so I can't believe it's in this good of shape.
I know. That's amazing. I love that.
Wow.
Those are the finds. Brandon's jealous because I'm a vinyl collector, but Brandon's a CD collector. Mm-hmm. And so finding something like that out in the wild is really rare these days.
It's crazy, talking about like you look at the roster of some of those old samplers and like, I mean, maybe this is just the way it's for everyone. You get older, you're like, oh man, that was the good old days or whatever. But like, it's crazy to me that sometimes you pick up like a sampler from a label and you're like, man, that's crazy that some of these labels at one point had, just 15 really, really solid bands or whatever. But with even Cameron, his like best of the year thing he did recently, I remember mentioning like, it was crazy that you had some years where it was like, oh, okay, here's a handful of CDs being released. But some years it seemed like Tooth and Nail was releasing 40 to 50, like every week there was a release. Like it was just crazy the amount of music that was being produced.
It's really unreal when you think about it. Because there's a guy out of Atlanta named Matthew Swartz, and he helped. Cameron knows him fairly well. He helped me release a Morellas Forest tribute album last July.
The Pacifica guy,
incredible guy, incredible musician, but just the work that went into that one release, I was like, how in the heck did you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At that point, just spitting them out. It's incredible.
It's
a lot of work.
That was a really cool release. And they did a similar like Starflyer 59.
He did. He did that like a year or so earlier.
Yeah. But that one was cool because some of my friends from back home, I'm from Mississippi originally, Sean, and so there's a band from my hometown named Empty Atlas that are on that. They
were on this. Yes.
Yeah.
Micah, great guy. I've just met him through doing the sampler and stuff.
Yeah.
But love their music, man.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Really
cool guys.
Talented guy.
So that's super fun. Well, man, again, thanks for joining us. And we're excited to get to jump into chatting through things, just kind of getting started, like growing up for you. Like, how did music kind of become something that was a part of your life? And then maybe kind of even moving into like this whole like Christian music scene or whatever it may be. Like how did you like find music and get passionate about music?
When I think about it, I was pretty lucky, really. I have a brother that's 4 years younger, and he played in Morellas Forest as well. His name's Nate. Mm-hmm. But my dad worked at a Christian radio station for most of my life. So that's growing up, he was always playing records. He had a reel-to-reel for a long time that he was playing anything from Petra to, the early stuff. Amy Grant.
That's awesome.
Michael W. Smith. So that hearing that day to day, growing up just, influences you long term for sure in a good way. So I was lucky in a sense to have that now that I'm gotten older. And so
that's really fun. We had a local Christian station when I was growing up, Alive 93.5, and it was actually a station out of the like college that I ended up going to. And so I remember when I ended up there, like my band got to play live on it one time, but it was also cool just to go and sit. And I had a friend who was one of the DJs, and so he would like they had a show called The Edge. That would be at nights where they would play a lot of the edgier Tooth and Nail and all different kinds of stuff. And so that was a place where I got exposed to a lot of stuff too. It's just some of those radio shows playing some of the edgier stuff.
That's great. It's amazing, those kind of shows that were. I met a guy. Do you remember the Purple Door Festival?
Yeah. Pennsylvania. Yeah.
There's a guy named Nathan and that's again why I like these podcasts and stuff. He's been a fan of Morello's for a long time. He used to play our music at the radio station right there where that festival was held there. Yeah, so it was just kind of a aha moment. Just really cool to reconnect with that guy. And he's like, "Man, I played you guys." He was a huge fan. Just real nice. He's playing music now, which is really cool. So
That's awesome. I
That's
love
cool. So where's it what's that moment like when you go from like listening to music to deciding, ooh, I'd like to pick up an instrument or whatever and like start making my own music?
it really wasn't a conscious decision. It just kind of happened. I was in a youth group growing up in Dayton, Ohio, which is where I grew up. And there was one of the youth leaders there that we took a lot of youth trips growing up. We worked with like Habitat for Humanity and stuff. And I remember I was on a trip with a guy named Daryl, one of the youth leaders. He's like, "I'm starting a band. You've got long fingers. You want to join?" Like, why not? Of course I do, you know. And there was the guitar player from Rose. His name was Sean Johnson. He was a couple years older, and he played guitar already a little bit. But after I knew that he was going to be in it, I was just like, you know, he's kind of almost like a mentor for me growing up. I was like, this guy's so cool. He was a little bit older than me, maybe 2 years, and he played guitar. I was like, oh yeah, I definitely want to do this now.
That's so cool.
And there was probably some girls that I wanted to impress. I probably had a little to do with it.
Always a part of the story.
Yeah, I probably had a little to do with it.
So that kind of leads into a little bit then of maybe how Morella's Forest got started. But tell us a little bit of the story about how you guys kind of formulated and became a band. And
we were pretty fortunate when I think about it now, because we this shows you how old the band was. We hung up just a flyer in our local record store that we used to always go to. Me and Sean, the guitar player, went to this record store in our hometown a lot, and hung up a flyer just kind of explaining what we were looking for. We were definitely looking for more of a noise pop sound. We were also looking for a female that would sing, and just got lucky. Sydney grabbed one of the tabs on it, gave us a call, and came out and just kind of blew our socks off. She was from day one. We already had, you know, 3 or 4 songs written. She comes in and just kind of nailed them. So
that's
we were
really
lucky.
cool. What kind of led to the sound of Morella's Forest for you guys? Because it was such like a unique sound. What were influences in that?
I didn't think about it like being that way, but now that I listen back to some of even the old catalog, like we were a lot different, but it was just stuff that me and Sean, there was a lot of bands in the 90s from Europe that were sounding like that.
Yeah.
My Bloody Valentine, Slow Dive, those were 2 really big influences, and we just kind of latched onto that sound and went from there, really.
I wondered, I feel like some of the first times that I heard you guys, it made me think a little bit of like a band like the Cardigans or something.
Yeah.
And,
huge. We were a huge fan of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they're really cool.
That's really cool.
Tooth and Nail. Did you know that Brandon Ebel has a division of his label where he signed the Cardigans for a while?
No.
It's a small, this is kind of insider knowledge. I don't know if I want to spread it.
You
or
heard
not.
it here first.
It's huge. Anyway, I didn't find this out till a couple years ago. He had at one point he wanted to break some more secular bands, not Christian at all. I mean, he did that early on too, but this was bands that he just loved himself.
Yeah.
And Presidents of the USA was one. They were a band out of Seattle. Had a couple really big hits in the 90s.
They did, yeah.
Them or not. Them, Cardigans. There was like just 2 or 3 bands. And it's got a website on there still. I'll have to look it up and send it to you guys. But it was real under the radar. I don't think he talked much about it or
wanted people to know that he was. That's so interesting.
It's just kind of like a passion project or something.
Huh. Yeah, I'm fascinated by that.
Me too. Very interesting.
So, as the Christian industry was exploding during the 90s, what were some of the challenges of making music that you were proud of versus, thinking maybe if we changed a little bit, we can get in a little bit more or get a little bit more of the share of sales or whatever? Like, what was kind of that balance like?
That's a good question. I think we just wanted to make music we loved, Sales wasn't a big concern for us. I remember even Tooth and Nail, they were incredible to work with, but they were, for our second album, Ultraphonic Kiss, they were like, we got to put your face on the album. You'll sell more copies.
You're a good looking guy.
Like,
I mean,
and
come
we're
on.
like, have you seen us? I don't know. But that's what a record label does, right?
Yeah.
You want sales, you want your bands to make it and be successful. But I think we just wanted to do what we loved, and thankfully a lot of people loved it, in that sense. So
I have a random question before we go further. I think just hearing you talk about Morella's Forest and hearing you mention Sean, the guitar player, obviously you go by Sean now, but I noticed in all the liner notes and everything that I read that you didn't go by Sean, or did you go by Sean back then? And the notes just said Christopher.
My middle name's Sean, and I've always been by that. My mom just liked that name better growing up. So yeah, just to be funny or interesting, we would put Christopher in the liner notes, I guess.
I just wondered
Keep
if
people guessing, I guess.
I wondered if you were trying to avoid the whole Sean thing going on in the band.
You know what? I never really thought about that. That's funny. But no, it was just, I think it was just, let's put his full name in there,
Gotcha.
I don't think there was a lot of thought to it.
I gotcha. That's cool.
That's funny though.
So speaking of
here's a little known fact. Sorry.
No, you're good. Go for it.
Sydney's real name is not Sydney. So she, early on when she first started singing, was like, she was always kind of a real private person. So she's like, her name was actually Cheryl. And she's like, I want to go by Sydney. So we respected that.
Yeah, that's cool. So speaking of Tooth and Nail, so you guys were one of the really early signings to Tooth and Nail Records. And so how did that come about? Like, how did you guys end up on the label, and how long had you been playing kind of before that hit? Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that process.
That's a good question. We put out 2 separate EPs before we were signed to Tooth and Nail. The first one we released in '93 on our own. And we just had a close friend record it with his 8-track. And it was just kind of a way to figure out what direction we were heading, get what we had written. We didn't have a lot of songs at that point, but just get what we had written down, working and what we need to do better. But the first one was called Bonjour, and that had 4 songs on it. And then we did a second one. First one was in '93. The second one was in '94, and that was called Bass. And that's the demo that had 4 songs. We sent that one to Tooth and Nail.
Gotcha.
And that's the one they liked. So
you guys kind of actively reached out to them.
We did. Our guitar player, Sean, it's hilarious. We, Cameron's actually helping me. We're going to re-release Bass.
Oh, cool.
Steadfast Records is going to help put it out. We're going to put it out on CD, because a lot of people don't even know that we did those demos, honestly.
Yeah.
Unless you were a real close friend or band, member. But where was I going with that?
That you sent it to Tooth and Nail.
Yeah, our guitar player Sean, before we got signed to Tooth and Nail, just sent out all these postcards and just sent them to Metro One. Who else at the time? Squint, which I think was Steve Taylor's label.
Yeah.
Sixpence was on there. And just said, what do you like? What do you don't like? And they all responded and had really good feedback. And Tooth and Nail just seemed to be the most interested in it. But it was funny because it's wild to see how people, correspond now as opposed to what we did was just randomly sending out postcards,
Right.
We hope you like it, just wild.
It is a different world now for sure. Yeah. We've talked about Squint before. And I sent a demo from a band that I was in to them just because I heard the rejection letter was really good, and it sure was. So
what was the band?
Back then
You played in it?
Yeah,
You were in
yeah, I was in a band.
No, don't be shy.
I don't even really. I was in a band called Bellador, but that was probably post Squint, honestly. So it was our earlier state, which I try to let kind of die a little bit off the internet. So I might not mention the name of it on here.
What did you play in it?
I played guitar. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So
very cool. I'd love to hear it.
Okay, I'll send you some links, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you got it.
Absolutely.
You got it. Well, what? That's really fun. Like, just thinking about, like, you mentioned that Tooth and Nail was great to work with, but you guys were early on, and so yeah, like, just that process of coming onto that label. Like, what was it like being part of the Tooth and Nail family, like, early on?
It was amazing because the first Cornerstone we played was 95. And it's funny because I just found all these old pictures that we're going to try to put in the artwork for the demo.
Yeah.
And I found some from that first year we played. I think it was 95, but it was like the first year Starfire played.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, there's a band that sounds like what we want to do. This is incredible. And they're from California and they're super damn cool. I'm like, let's, that just was affirmation after I was just raving to Sean about Starflyer and he's like, okay, whatever, Sean wasn't real big into Christian music at all. Even when he found out about Tooth, he's like, I'll give it a shot. And when he heard it, he's like, okay, yeah, I totally get it. It's amazing.
Yeah. How could you not like Starflyer 59?
And then it just so happened our first tour happened to be with them, which is pretty amazing when I think about it. So,
well, speaking of tours, did you have a favorite one that y'all were a part of?
That first one was real memorable because it was us and Blenderhead. And first time touring out of Ohio, first time meeting those guys in Starflyer and Blenderhead. I still talk to a lot of them. So that's really cool. Just being able to see the country, people actually coming out and talking to you at show, that was an amazing feeling, that one would have to be, we did a small, do you know who Viva Voce is?
Yeah.
We did a small one with them and Luxury. That would probably be the second. Just great people.
Man.
Great people, great music. It was just, I felt we all connected really well, and just the fans were amazing. They're just, we played Michigan a lot, and that's because Valor was from that area, and we played Atlanta area a lot and it just seemed like the kids coming out to those shows were nuts about it and just so into it. And I don't know if that was because there was less bands available at that point, or they just really, but either way, it was great. It's just cool.
That's cool. Luxury is one of my favorite bands. So, I bet that was incredible seeing them. I just hear stories of
they're just fun
shows back in the day. Yeah.
Great musicians, great people. Yeah, they really are.
And Viva Voce, they put out one or two records on Tooth and Nail that are phenomenal, but then they continued to, I think, release a lot of music even after that. So
they were on Saturday Night Live at one point, man. They got fairly big. I don't know if people remember that or not, but
yeah, they were, man, such a good band. Yeah, I haven't thought about them in a while. That's awesome. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that one now. I love it. So one of the cool things about your story is you were able to play music in a band, but have family as a part of what you're doing. Your brother, right, in the band with you. What was that experience like for you guys?
Yeah, my younger brother, Nathan. It's funny when I think about it because I I was talking to Jeremy Gold from the Rumors or True or somebody
Yeah.
recently about it, and we were just laughing because Nate was like 15 or 16 when he started. He couldn't even get into a lot of the places unless my parents were there. Because we played a lot of bar in Dayton where we grew up. We just played a lot of bars,
Yeah.
honestly, before we signed to Tooth and Nail, and that's where our friends' bands played. You know,
Right. Sure.
and Dayton had a great music scene. You had the Breeders, Guided by Voices,
Oh, man.
a lot of big bands that were coming out of that. You know, that city at that time. It's still a great city for music.
Yeah.
But yeah, to answer your question, it was a good dynamic. I mean, we were brothers. We fought over who was going to sit in the front seat or load the van, you know, like most brothers or siblings would. But I think we had a good dynamic, and we definitely. I really enjoyed having him as a drummer because he's a great drummer. So it helped me lock in and focus more as a bass player. So.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
Was there a particular record or song that you feel like didn't get the attention that it deserved?
Probably our third release on Tooth and Nail. It was From Dayton with Love. I don't know if you guys are as familiar with that one or not, but that's actually, knock on wood, getting re-released on vinyl. The same guy that did the last release, Ultraphonic.
Awesome.
Pulse Fry. So that's supposed to come later this year. But I loved it. I thought it was recorded great. The band seemed really happy about it, but the fans were just kind of like, yeah, I don't know. It was definitely a departure from our first two records too. But
yeah. Oh man.
Yes.
That's such
sometimes stuff sticks and sometimes it doesn't, you know.
It's such a great record. Probably my favorite of y'all's. So
is it?
Yeah.
That's cool to hear. I don't hear a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of people like the first one, Super Deluxe, the one with the car on it.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people like Ultraphonic, but that's the one we probably toured the most for.
Yeah.
We toured like crazy during that record.
Yeah.
We did a little tour with Plank Eye. I mean, it's crazy when I think about it.
That's cool. I love it. So what would you say kind of you're most proud of from just your time in doing Morella's Forest? Like what's the thing that you're most proud of accomplishing?
Just the fact that we got to connect with so many good people and bands and you know, just true music fans. That's to me what it's always kind of been about is being around good people and good music. So it's amazing, like I was saying earlier, how many of those people I still talk to today.
Yeah.
So, and they're still just so every time. I mean, I played in the band from 93 to 2003, and I left because I was getting married and it was just time, you know.
Yeah.
But people, every time I'm like, I don't want to talk about, people come out of the woodwork, man. They're like, hey, let's release this. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm like, okay. I'm just stoked people still love it. Because I love it. But, you know, a lot of the rest of the band could care less at this point. But I'm kind of the only guy that kind of champions all these projects like the tribute last year, you know, and this demo. They could care less, I think, but that's just how stuff works sometimes. You know, they've kind of moved on.
Yeah. Have you guys been able to stay connected over time?
We do. We all talk. The mystery person, as I'm sure you may or may not know, is Sydney. No one's been able to find her for years. So she's kind of MIA. We're not real sure where she is, to be totally honest.
Gotcha.
It's pretty wild. Yeah, she was always kind of a really good person, really big heart, but just very private.
Yeah.
So she may just not want to be bothered anymore.
Yeah. Gotcha. Man.
Gotcha.
Happens. Yeah.
What advice would you give to musicians like getting into the like music nowadays? Like what advice would you give to someone just starting that journey?
Just like any job, you got to work for it if you want it. You know, that's one thing I can always, as you were asking before, that's one thing we busted our asses, man. We toured constantly. We were always recording. We were always practicing. Just, I know it's a different time period, but I saw a band posting recently that they were going on a tour, and it was like 2 dates. It's not a tour, you gotta get out there, man.
Yeah.
It's just like anything. I know social media is bigger than it was, but you still have to do the work. You
Yeah.
gotta record, you gotta practice, you gotta tour, you gotta get in front of people. It's the only way you'll get better. So,
It is such
but
a
because I have friends that are super talented now, and it sometimes it's a financial thing. They're like, I don't know if I can tour, but I'm like, if you want a bigger audience, man, that's still, I don't care how many followers you have. If you want them to show up, you still have to tour and get in front of people.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
It is such a different world than it used to be.
yeah,
Because I feel like we used to have to work so hard to get out there. And today it's like, well, you just need a single, and you need to get a single to catch on a TikTok video or whatever the story may be.
those are kind of few and far between, So if you,
and it's
you wanna
pretty fleeting too. So
yeah.
but
I mean, I remember I saw a post recently too where this particular artist was like, I don't know if I should tour or not. And the song was amazing. I'm just sitting there going, why wouldn't you? I mean, if you can, and I know it's not easy, but it's the best way to get your name and your songs out there. So.
Yeah, it is fun to see artists that are still doing it and working really hard and getting out there too. And I'm thankful for that, because it gives us an opportunity to get to interact with them and check them out live. And what you said, I think, is so key too. Like, I can't imagine being in a band that plays 2 or 3 shows a year, because the only reason my band ever got decent at all is because we were just constantly playing.
Right.
And there is something too, just wearing yourself out. It really brings a lot of cohesion to your music. So that's a good word.
But I also love the flip side that you can, record anywhere now. I mean, all that capability's gotten way better. You can expose your music to so many people now that, wasn't as much an option when I was growing up. But you could huge audience right away.
Yeah.
So that's amazing.
Sean, have you been involved in anything musically post Morella's Forest that we could know about?
I literally just got together with a friend from Wilmington recently. We just started rehearsing some stuff, but he plays guitar. I'm playing guitar and bass and keys in it. So just something to do for fun, man. I have a stepdaughter and a wife now, so just busy with that and working, man. But the aspect that I like of music anymore than playing is stuff like this, like podcast. I helped Cameron find a lot of guests for his videos. That's a blast.
That's awesome.
There's also just working on some of the Morella's Forest projects, doing the kind of behind the scenes stuff. And there's also another band that just asked me to produce their first record. So that's a whole nother new avenue for me too. So
that's really
excited
awesome.
about that.
Yeah. Man, I look forward to hearing more about that. And some of the stuff that you tease that's coming out is really exciting. So I'll be ready.
I hope you like it. Yeah, man.
I'll be ready to hit pre-order on that stuff when it's available.
I have to ask you about Jonesetta. So you went to school with the band, or
so we're from the same town, and so I mentioned my band earlier, and so I'm a few years older than those guys, but they were guys that used to come to shows of mine, and so I got to know them through that. And then they were in a lot of other musical projects that we would have play shows with us. And then it wasn't until the end of my tenure in our band that they started talking about this Jonesetta thing, and it was just like a joke for them. But
really?
But it eventually became this whole this whole thing. But I was already I'd already moved on and moved to I was living in North Carolina at the time, probably that Jonesetta was
cool.
really born and took off and got signed to Tooth and Nail. Yeah. So
Those two records they did are amazing. I literally just discovered them like a year ago. for
Yeah.
the first time.
yeah,
They're incredible.
they're phenomenal. Those guys are they're like the sweetest guys.
Are they?
Yeah, they're really, really awesome. So I'm super.
I know Cameron said he was going to have the bass player on. I think.
Yeah,
One of those
Ty.
days.
Yeah. So Ty's a good friend. We've had him on the podcast, and so yeah, he's a really, really good dude. But yeah, they're phenomenal. So, what are some of your other favorite Tooth and Nail artists that you just
That's
enjoy listening
me and
to?
Cameron talk about that all the time. Did you guys ever listen to that Terminal record?
Yeah,
God, why didn't that? God, I wish they would have been able to do another. That's incredible.
yeah. You wonder
Yeah,
why
it's-
some things don't take off and some things do. Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes it's just timing.
Yeah.
But I've talked to the singer a little bit. He's super nice.
Yeah.
But just incredible, man. That's another band that I discovered maybe 6 months ago for the first time.
Yeah.
But one record amaze, It reminds me a lot of like Jimmy World's early
Right.
stuff. It's great.
Yeah.
It
yeah,
rips.
Yeah, that's a
Really good
one.
record. I love that Jonesetta. I met online, me and Aaron Marsh from Copeland have been talking quite a bit. I didn't
Awesome.
know about them until about a year ago.
Yeah, Copeland's great.
So great dude. Super creative.
Yeah.
Very,
He's
very good songwriter.
made tons of great records over the course of his
He,
career. So
He wrote a song for that Morella's for it. Well, he was covering a song for that tribute last year.
yeah,
And they went on tour with Amberlin, and he just kind of ran out of time. The demo of it was great. He's a talented dude.
that's really cool. Yeah, I love that. Awesome.
What about you guys? What's some of your favorite Tooth and Nail releases? I heard the top 5 episode. That's so hard. Damn Cameron for that. That's too hard.
It's such a challenge.
You know what I mean? Like, what a jerk.
I told Joel, I felt like when you first start going through that list, there's like a couple that you're like, okay, these are like the 3 or these are the 4 that have to be on there. But it's like that last 2 that
Oh, yeah.
you just really like struggle with.
Impossible.
And even as I was going through my list, I listened to like one of the albums and I'm like, man, I think this is number 1. Then I listened to the next one. I was like, I think this is number 1. And I think for me, luckily, so I grew up and I was way more in like the go-to records phase. So I was in like the John Rubens House of Heroes. Yeah. So the Tooth and Nail question was a little easier for me because I was able to be like, I can focus on like 2005 and up. But then I felt really bad for like the people who have like their whole lives they've been in the Tooth and Nail because I'm like, I would not be able to.
It's impossible. It's impossible to pick 5, and he knew it. Cameron had to know that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Mine,
See
like
what people would say.
Yeah, 238, Further Seems Forever, May. 238's a phenomenal band. If you've ever been able to listen to any of their stuff, just
I found about Chris Staples' solo work before 238.
Oh yeah.
And then Jeremy Gold was like, check out his other bands. That's what. If you like, you may like. But it's that's what like we've talked about from the beginning of this podcast. That's what I love about podcasts and meeting people like you guys, because it just exposes me to stuff I may or may not have heard.
Yeah, I love that too.
That's the beauty of music.
It totally is. Well, man, this has been really fun getting to hear some of your story and find out what's going on. I'd love to have you back on sometime to talk about one of your favorite records and
Thank you.
And dig into that. So hopefully we can make that happen pretty soon. But
would love to do it.
Really,
Absolutely.
Really appreciate you taking time to spend with us today and talk through this stuff. And I'm, like I said, looking forward to some of that stuff getting released so I can dig into it. But
we will get you a copy for sure. Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Sean. We're grateful for you and looking forward to chatting again in the future.
All right, Joel, Brandon. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Be well.
Well, that was fun getting to talk to Sean and hearing all about Morella's Forest. Let's dig into our lyric of the week.
It's time for the lyric of the It's time.
All right, on weeks when we're not covering a specific album, we pull one of our favorite lyrics from a Starflyer 59 song. And so today's lyrics come from the song Play the C Chord by Starflyer 59. It says, "These friends of mine fill in the lines to put in the songs you like, to fill up your time. These friends of mine who write the lines, and we write the songs you like in half the time. Something's wrong if it's the old news, and just play the C chord like it's something." One of my favorite Starflyer songs off one of my favorite Starflyer records. It's fantastic. So we're so thankful for you guys joining us today. Enjoyed getting to talk to Sean and getting to hang out with you. And so you can find us online in all the places, Facebook, Instagram. You found the podcast wherever you are. Leave us a review and follow along. And we're thankful for you and looking forward to continuing the conversation next week.
Hey, are you listening?